So this is Euro Yen analysis for Monday, the 8th of January. Now, let's have a look what happened with prices and where prices may likely go. So we had a test of 35.60. We've had a brief pullback. We've had a progression through and a break of 35.60. We came up to the 36.38. Came pretty close for a test pullback. We've come further up into the a true test of 36.38. But we've seen prices head into a bit of a consolidation just here in around this 36.38. So we've had a brief pullback down to 50-period moving average. Have found some support. So we'll see what happens on the second retest. If we aren't able to break out, sorry about that. If we're not able to break out or hold this 36.38, we're looking for potential breakdown. The price is heading down towards the previous level of resistance, which may act as support in around 35.60. If we aren't able to hold 35.60, we're looking for prices to progress down to 200-period moving average. 200-period moving average, seeing in around the 35.20 or so. The 200-period moving average marked out here in blue may act as a dynamic level of support for a further upside momentum coming into the market for a test of 35.60 and a break from which we're looking for a move back up towards for another test of this 36.38. And again, if we aren't able to hold this 200-period moving average, the next level that we are looking at to the downside is in around this 34.50 weekly pivot. It is quite a bit away, but that I would expect to be the far end of the range in around the 34.50. If, however, we do see the breakout from the second retest of the 36.38, I'll be looking for prices to head up towards, let's just see, levels to the upside that we are looking at are 36.93, which isn't very far away. Again, it is a minor level, we may not see much of a reaction, but if we do see a negative reaction, we're looking to see our prices react from a test of 36.38 from above, breakdown from which again we're looking at 35.60. If we do break out above this 36.93 at the first attempt, we'll be looking to see price head towards that 37.44. It's major level marked out here in red. I wouldn't anticipate prices moving much beyond 37.44 unless we do get quite a bit of volatility here on the Euro Yen. So with that said, let's just have a look at the higher time frame. So if we first have a look at the monthly chart on the Euro Yen, and as we can see here, we've had a very, very strong bullish run on the Euro Yen. On the monthly time frame, as we can see down here, we've posted our lows, higher low, and we've had quite a few consecutive months of bullish price action with the odd bearish month sprinkled. There was just the one bearish month just there in there, but it's been a very strong bullish run on the Euro Yen, and we do look poised for further upside continuation and a move up towards the 140, 145 on Euro Yen. That's on the monthly time frame. So let's just have a look at the weekly time frame as well. On the weekly time frame, there are a few more pullbacks than we have seen on the monthly time frame. So we've got our lows just down here, slightly higher low. We've had a retracement, but again, it's a higher low. Bull flag break, bull flag break, bull flag. Well, it wasn't a bull flag here. It was a consolidation there for a couple of weeks. Yes, we went through a bit of consolidation before we eventually saw this breakout to the upside, and we are seeing that further upside continuation. Now on these weekly charts, we've had three consecutive bullish weeks, closing pretty close to their highs, which is a pretty good sign, and we do look poised for further upside momentum on this weekly time frame. So let's just have a look at the daily time frame, see where we are on the daily time frame. As you can see, we were in a bit of a trading range earlier. It was late 2017. We've had this break to the upside. We've got into a bit of consolidation, break, consolidation. This was a long period of consolidation between 134 and 131.70. We were in a bit of a trading range for a very long time until we've seen this breakout above this 134 and to where we are at present. So we do seem poised for more upside continuation on the Euro Yen. And with that said, that should pretty much wrap up the Euro Yen analysis. Now we're going to head over to the US dollar CAD before wrapping up with the Euro Pound. So we're heading over to the US dollar CAD. and get the scale on here correct. So on the US dollar CAD, I suppose it's probably best if we have a look at a 4-hour chart, just for some context. So on the US dollar CAD, we've gone up to test this very strong level in around this 129. What we have seen is a breakdown in prices down to minor levels. We've had a few retracements here and there, but nothing to warrant possibly a turnaround in the market. Again, we are seeing further a stair-step motion to the downside. Prices heading downwards on the US dollar against the Canadian dollar. We are seeing prices. We have come down. We've posted a bullish candle just there, but this is the 4-hour. We've posted a bullish candle here. This is a 4-hour time frame, but we were expecting possibly a test of 34.26, a breakdown from 24.26, which would see prices likely head down towards a 23.34. But we'll have a closer look. But overall, the market is heading in a downwardly direction. So we'll head back down to the hourly time frame, and let's go from there. So on the hourly time frame, let's just here we are. So on the hourly time frame, we have this very large candle here, which is likely a news-related candle to the downside. We have seen a bit of retracement, but we are seeing weakness in the market. The retracements here on the US dollar against Canadian dollar, pretty small candles. Ideally, we would see larger candles closing near their highs, indicating a V-shaped reversal for this candle to be negated. Instead, we have seen some further sell-side momentum in this market. So we might see progression to the downside unless we are able to post a higher low potentially, and we might then look to see the market retrace further to levels. Now, the levels that we are looking at from where we are at present is 24.26, 24.86, and 125. These are levels that we are looking at where we could potentially see some sell-side momentum re-enter the market if we were to retrace to these levels. Break beyond 125, we're looking for 125.30. Again, we're looking for potential sell-side momentum re-into the market. If we do see the breakdown, the continued breakdown, however, we'll be looking to see price head down towards this 23.34. Beyond 23.34, we're looking in around this 22.50. Again, this is these levels are levels that we are looking for potential buy-side momentum to come back into the market on the US dollar CAD. So with that said, that pretty much wraps up the hourly time frame. So we're going to now head over to the monthly, weekly, and the daily time frame. So we'll start with the monthly. On this monthly time frame, as you can see here, big picture view. So we've got our highs over there, slightly lower high there. We did post this pin bar. We did have the bullish buy side momentum come into the market, so we were looking for further upside continuation. Now we have stalled at the 129 level. The previous month, we did post this very. Let's just get this on there correct. So the month of December, we did close a very bearish candle. The candle closed near its lows, indicating quite a bit of a selling momentum. We have seen the follow through so far in January. January isn't very old, but we have seen the continued sell side momentum in the market. So potentially, if we continue on this monthly time frame, we'll be looking to target the lows from earlier, late in 2017, in September. Lows. These lows are pretty much at 120.61. So again, if we can see the continued progression downwards, 120.61 is a medium to long term target to look at on the US dollar CAD for major support in around that 120 level. Now, I think that pretty much wraps up the monthly time frame. So let's just have a look at the weekly time frame, just see how we're progressing. So on this weekly time frame, here we are. So on this weekly time frame, we can see here. Let's just go to the pen. So in 2017, we saw the further sell-off. We came down to this 125 support. We did initially we were in a range for quite some time. A bit of a trading range had developed, but instead of breaking out to the upside for further continuation of this most recent trend to the upside, what we did say was a breakdown from this 129. First probably clue would have been the very strong bearish candle there from a test of the 129 closing near its lows. The second candle which followed it was a similar story, closing pretty close to its lows. And we're seeing a continued progression downwards on the US dollar CAD. So we're looking at our most recent swing lows here for potentially for a double bottom and buy side momentum to re-enter the market for a move back up towards that 129. But overall, this market does seem poised for more downside momentum. We've traded below this 200 period moving average without much of a reaction. So let's just have a look at the daily time frame before wrapping up here on the US dollar CAD. So if we have a look at the daily time frame on the US dollar CAD, let's just get that there. So we've had these strong moves to the upside. We went into a bit of a trading range here between the 129 and 129. As you can see, we've had the price range before breaking down to the downside, and we'll see further continuation to the downside. So we'll have a look at the levels of previously mentioned for potential support and buy side momentum to re-enter the market. And with that said, that should pretty much wrap up everything in regards to US dollar CAD. Thanks for watching. Now we'll progress to the euro against the pound. So we head over to the euro pound, and let's just get skin on here correct. And what we're seeing here, well, we are seeing 89.14. I did say it was a minor level, but it's proven itself to be somewhat problematic. Let's just have a look. So 89.14, we've had a test of 89.14 there. We saw some sell side momentum come into the market. We've had another test of 89.14, and again we have seen some sell side momentum come into the market. Now, after posting a slightly higher high in comparison to this one over here on your left, I thought we might have had a retracement, post a higher low, a third higher low, and a break of 89.14. That wasn't the case, however. And what we have seen is this potential higher low broke down. Didn't see the continuation test of 89.14. We've seen the progression downwards. We've had a bit of consolidation and around 200 period moving average. Again, we've broken below this 88.74, which we were looking to potentially find support at this minor weekly level, but we have not been able to find any support there at present. We've had a retest. We do appear to have had a rejection, so prices do seem poised for further downside continuation down towards that 88.51. We'll see how prices react around the 88.51. Again, at the 88.51, we've also found support there in the past. It's a very strong level marked out here in red. We've also got a confluence with the 400 period moving average potentially acting as dynamic level of support for adding to the case for a bullish bounce and a possible move towards that 88.74. A move beyond which we're looking for target 89.14 just there. If we do break down from 88.51, which is a very strong level, coupled with the 400 period moving average, we would be looking to see prices head down towards, suppose I've got 88.20 marked down in charts, but I would place much emphasis on 88.20. What I'll be looking to see, where I will looking to see prices head would be ultimately 87.83. That's the next major level marked out here in red. We'll be aware of the 88 as it may act as a level of support, but 87.83 level marked out here in red would be the level I'm looking at to the downside. I think I would kind of anticipate prices moving much more than that in the euro pound. It is a pretty slow moving pair, but if we did break down from this 87.83, 87.50 would be our target. And again, to the upside, if we did see the buy side momentum come into the market and we did break above 89.14, the very next major level that we would be looking at would be in and around the 89.45. Up at 89.45, I would expect to find some resistance, some sell side momentum to re-enter the market. If we did break above this 89.45 due to market volatility, the very next level that we would be looking to target is 90.24, which is a very, very strong level. And with that said, that should pretty much wrap up the hourly analysis, well, the analysis for the hourly time frame on the euro pound. So we're going to have a look at the monthly, weekly, and daily time frames for the euro pound. So sorry about that, and euro pound. So we're going to have the monthly time frame. So we start with monthly. Yes, get on here correct. So on this monthly time frame, this market hasn't really turned around. What can we see here? Well, we saw this move upwards, a pullback, quite a deep pullback. We've had a move upwards again. we've had a pullback, but we are seeing some bullish buy side momentum re-enter this market on the euro pound. So we've not seen a continued sell-off from, even though we are using this, we could use this very strong bearish candle as our as a reference point, but we have not seen much of a sell-off beneath essentially 86. So prices have held up here, so we do see poised for more upside momentum to test the horizontal levels on the euro pound. So let's put this another way. The areas of resistance above us, so in around, say, for example, 90.24, we do seem poised for another test of 90.24. We have seen that bullish buy side momentum come in here on this monthly chart on the euro, but ultimately we are well, I suppose it's not range bound. We are range bound in lower time frames, but on this monthly time frame, we still appear bullish. Now, if we have a look at the weekly time frame, on this weekly time frame, we can see here that we've had the move up, pull back, had a bit of a price contraction here before we had a breakout to the upside, forming a bit of a double top there, had a pullback, and now we are in a trading range. As you can see here, we're in a bit of a trading range. Prices are looking for direction at present. Overall, though, the most recent trend and the trend on the monthly, the highest time frame we pretty much use here, is to the upside, but we have come down quite a bit from where we were up there. Again, we saw quite a bit of sell side momentum coming to the market up there as well. So we're in a bit of a trading range at present, and as we've come to the lower end of the trading range, I've found some buy side momentum. But again, we're looking to see how prices react towards the upper end of this trading range. Now, let's just have a look at the daily time frame. So here on this daily time frame, we can say there's our most recent lows. We broke beneath these lows here, but it was a bit of a false break. We immediately saw buy side momentum take us back into this trading range that we are in on the euro pound. Now, we do seem poised for more upside continuation. We have been below this 89.45 for quite some time. Ideally, we'd like to see prices progress beyond this 89.14 and head towards 89.45, beyond which we're looking for 90.24. Now, I did mention 90.24 was a very strong level. Now, I will pretty much show you why 90.24 is a very strong level. We've had a rejection there from 90.24, another rejection there from 90.24. Came pretty close again, close enough to be considered rejection. We saw another rejection from 90.24. So if we do head back up to 90.24, there is a possibility that we may break, but it is a very strong level, so we could potentially look for more sell side momentum to re-enter the market in around the 90.24 level. Now, unlike these occasions to the left, where progression upwards and downwards pretty swift by euro pound standards, now we're in a slow grinding price action here, a degree of indecisiveness, a slow progression to the upside. So it may take some time to get up towards this very strong level of 90.24. Is there just having a look here, just bear with me a second. So where is that? Just having a quick look. So 87.50 is it? Yes. Yeah, so lower end of this trading range we've got here. So we've got 90.24 to the upside, and in around this 87.50 to the downside. So that's pretty much where we are on the euro against the pound. Ideally, we'd like to see the prices progressing upwards, but we'll see how prices developed. But we do see the breakout to the upside, but we look increasingly especially on the daily time frame, we might go for another test of the lower end of the trading channel, as we've had difficulty around this 89.14. And yeah, with that said, I should pretty much wrap up this analysis video. Thanks for watching.